Howdy, y'all. Hey, this is going to be a rambling response on the Batgirl issue brought up apparently by some woman, the Justicar, and Sargon and Kate. So I'm going to be responding to all of them. And I'm not going to edit this very much because this is going to be a rambling response. And I feel that it's appropriate because during 1988, I was a huge fan of comic books. I was a huge fan of Batman. Huge fan. I not only had the comic books, I not only went to a comic book store, but I also read the books. The detective novels. The Dark Knight detective novels. I also read them. So I know a whole lot about the psyche, the supposed psyche of Batman. Alright? And I want to address it. Oh, also, during that time, how shall I say? I'll just admit it. Again, I've already admitted it before, and the secrecy is the part that's the most damaging. So, I'm gonna say that, when I was 8 years old, I had sexual relations with my, how shall I say, babysitter. And so, it was confusing in the head. Alright? So, I'm familiar with rape. Oh, also, I was born in 78. I'll give you a timeline of that progression. Alright? Alright. So, first off, there is no reason to believe that children gave a crap about inferential raping of Batgirl. No. Like, I was looking it up just to get memories of that book, of that graphic novel, of that whole section. And yeah, he was the Joker. By the way, the Joker and Batman are the same dude. It's just the Joker is willing to violate the law. They're both psychopaths, right? It's just that Batman will not murder until later. I won't get into that. I might get into that later on this speech, on this ramble. Also, I'm warning you, it's a ramble. Batman will not murder, and Batman tries to enforce the law in a way that gets justice, which means ironically violating the law, which ironically makes him a criminal. So he is like all the other people that he attacks. He's a criminal who just makes criminals face cops. He's a criminal who just won't murder. I won't get into that. It's a really weird, clever plot device that even a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old, 9, 8-year-old child can understand. All right, and I read everything coming up to it as best I could with having little allowance. All right, but I would go to comic book shops on the weekend. I would read the novels. I would check them out at the library. All that crap. Okay, so I know Batman a lot. And so, and I love Sargon. He was one of my earliest subscribers. I love the Justicar. I wish he would subscribe to me. And I don't know who these feminists are. I don't give a shit. All right. But I'm just saying, I remember after reading some of the stuff online about it, I remember what was going on there. Right. And the Joker was just torturing Gordon with the possibility. You have to understand torture. It's all in the mind. You have to weaken someone's mind. I could cite actual research. I could cite actual CIA and IDF stuff. I could cite it. I really could spend 2-3 hours looking it up, but I'm not going to do that because this is just a ramble. But you need to understand that the Joker and Batman are the same side, or different sides of the same coin. It's it. The Joker is willing to murder you. Batman is not. The Joker doesn't really care about money. Although money is always there. They show this in the movie when he burns all the money. Right? Batman doesn't care about money because he's got a bunch. All right, but on to showing children the supposed rape of Gordon's daughter. Which didn't happen. There's no evidence that it happened. All right? What that whole thing was about was torturing Gordon, driving him insane. Because imagine like a narcissist seeking narcissistic supply. Imagine someone seeking inferiority complex compensation through the pain and suffering of others, which is essentially what Batman and Joker are both doing. It's just Batman justifies it by seeking... Batman's like the Punisher. Like, Batman is DC, the Punisher is Marvel. Batman is seeking his narcissistic supply through punishing criminals for their acts. The Joker is seeking narcissistic supply just because he's a criminal. Like, he is not interested in screwing women. Not really. The only woman who we are led to believe he's interested in having sex with is Harlequin, and that's later on. In like the 90s. And that is only because no man can run that fast. No man can run that fast. Harlequin is like half his age. And she's hot. Right? Okay, as far as exposing children, which is what I believe Sargon's video was about. As far as exposing children to traumatic crap, one, I'll bring up Mark Twain. And Huckleberry Finn and so forth, and exposing children to the word nigger. Like, just because those books are in public schools didn't make children in the 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s say the word nigger. Right? Just exposing me to a books, plural, about criminals didn't make me into a criminal that did it for money. Yeah. The Joker was not looking to hurt Batgirl for any other reason than to use her as a prop to hurt Gordon. And then also, I mean, I could go on. I'm trying to make this short. It's already getting a little too long. Look, this is America. We can't start editing books. Period. I don't know about the rest of the world. We can't. Okay? And now, I had some better thoughts in my head as far as this went earlier. But I think that's the nuts and bolts of it. I mean, if you wanted me to go on about Batman and Batgirl and their neuroses, well... Pretty much Batgirl just wanted to be like the alpha male she looked up to, which was not her father, which was like a substitute father, like naturally, because she doesn't want to commit incest. I knew this even as a child. And Batman, as far as we can tell in the novels and the comic books, it doesn't have a sexual partner, because he's crazy. This is the most important part. He is just as crazy as the Joker. Only he does not kill, and he leaves the criminals. He's a vigilante, like the Punisher. He leaves the criminals for the law, with all the evidence. He's like a Sherlock Holmes plus like a Deadpool, like Sherlock Holmes plus Deadpool plus Punisher. He's a badass. Well, the Punisher uses guns. I won't get into that. Actually, Batman uses a Colt 45 when the third Robin dies at the hands of the Joker. So Batman eventually gets fed up with his own code of ethics, his own code of honor, and eventually just starts killing people. Like when he can't beat them up and handcuff them, he starts killing them straight up. So, I can tell you from personal experience as someone as a child who experienced sexual assault at the hands of a woman before I got into the Dark Knight series, both the comic books and the books, I can tell you that it was plainly obvious, to me at least, and I know, like Sargon says, this is anecdotal, it was plainly obvious to me that Joker was just torturing Gordon. which I've learned recently in the last 2-3 years, is a tactic of torturers. Oh, did I rape her? Yeah, the Joker don't give enough of a crap to rape. Yeah, he's crazy like Batman. Batman can have sex with any woman he wants as Bruce Wayne, but he doesn't. Why? Because he doesn't give a crap about women and their vagina. He's like a man going his own way, Dark Knight MGTOW. Joker is like a criminal Dark Knight MGTOW. I mean, he doesn't give a crap. So for them to drag that crap up from like almost 30 years ago now is absurd. And I was even reading that no one gave a crap about Batgirl. Yeah, none of the readers did. I didn't. And what else? Even if she was, which there is no implication that she was actually factually raped. What was implied is that she could have been. It was the powerlessness. That's how you torture someone. You say, Commissioner Gordon, this is your daughter. Not only do I have you held hostage, making you impotent in this moment in time to me, but your daughter is impotent to me as well. And you're impotent to save her, to do anything about what I may or may not have done to her. And yeah, the Joker is such a dick that he did something. Well, this is like a weird thing I'm going to say. He does something worse to her than rape. He shoots her in the spine. No one mentions that. But because I'm running like 12, 13 minutes and this is a ramble, and I'm working on some other stuff. Teal Deer inspired some stuff. There's thought convergence going on again in the manosphere, especially among Stardusk and Teal Deer and Skeptor, oddly. I'm addressing other things. So, look, guys. Sargon, I love you posting this. Right? The Justicar, sub. And everyone else, look. Just let this dumb shit go. Right? I could give a 45-minute, hour-long lecture on the awesomeness of Batman during the 87, 88 to 92 period. Alright? The Dark Knight series was awesome. And on top of that, what I found out recently is that the author, the creator of that series, was just pulling most of that crap out of his ass. Yeah, he didn't give a crap. DC didn't give a crap. No one gave a crap. So yeah, there you go. Alright. Well, you guys have a nice day. And always remember to go your own way. Yours truly, M.